In a quiet area of Seattle, Katie Thurick's home fell victim to burglary. The thieves, captured on camera, strategically approached the side of her home to disable phone and cable lines, consequently knocking out Ring and Nest cameras. They managed to escape with over $50,000 worth of valuables, including expensive wine, diamonds, and designer handbags, fleeing in a black getaway car.
I design systems to protect people, not property. I'm not going to say intelligent burglar because they're not intelligent or they wouldn't be burglars in the first place. But the first thing they're going to do is go to the box outside your house and cut the phone lines and cut the cables. Protecting property is a natural. You're going to catch a burglar if you got a right system. We call them notifier verifiers. Quality is important, and now everything should be on its own zone. So when there's activity, you can tell a door opened, a motion detector went off, a window broke, another door opened. That's activity. You know somebody's in your home or business.
At the time of the break-in, Thurick was in the process of selling her home.
I actually went around the house first, maybe a little bit of overkill, but it makes me feel okay staying there and having protection for me and my kid.
Since the incident, she has relocated to a new residence and is determined not to be a burglary victim again. On Trevor Street in West Nashville, the Caniot family was jolted awake when 4 masked individuals attempted to break into their house. The intruders banged on the front door and the glass, prompting the homeowner to yell, scaring them off. The police were immediately called. Fortunately, the intruders fled, avoiding potentially severe consequences if they had gained entry.
Groggy, but completely freaked out, honestly. I think because I've never seen people come at a house with masks on before. They probably just were hoping we weren't home and wanted to rob us, but we were home.
She doesn't feel safe anymore, and that's really sad. She's lived here a long time, and it frustrates me that she's not happy here.
Another video captured a few hours later in the Wedgwood, Houston area shows another attempted break-in, but it remains unclear if it involves the same group. In this cheeky doorbell footage, a guy is caught sneaking into someone's property. Displaying confidence, he stylishly positions himself at the porch entrance, meticulously scanning his surroundings to ensure no one is around. When the coast is clear, he seizes the opportunity, making a swift escape with an unexpected item, a skeleton placed just outside the door. In a daring early morning heist on Wednesday, a group of burglars targeted a marijuana dispensary in Silver Lake. The criminals, equipped with tools, hopped over the fence from the alley behind the shop and skillfully broke into the rear door. Although the owner received a notification from the security company, he arrived just minutes after the suspects had fled the scene.
And they all just kind of filed in, and we just watched them, unload into 2 cars. Like 6 guys just unloading into 2 cars full, and they drove off. Couldn't even close the trunk. It was pretty obvious they were told where everything was at. They could have even been on the phone with someone directing them around. It seemed. It's discomforting, to say the least. In this day and age, it's hard to make it in this business, and this doesn't help much.
The dispensary, in operation since 2006, experienced its largest robbery yet, with the burglars making off with an estimated $500,000 worth of marijuana and cannabis-related products. In a seemingly quiet night, a man and 2 women were caught off guard as another man approached from behind, brandishing a weapon. He aggressively demanded their money, wallets, and more. Fortunately, no one was injured in the incident, and hopefully, they were able to seek help promptly. In broad daylight, 2 burglars brazenly jumped the fence, smashed the door, and infiltrated the house. In a swift 3-minute operation, they made off with the homeowner's laptop, jewelry box, and a few other items.
I already had a break-in 2 months ago. I was already kind of hyper-vigilant about it. It makes you wonder if they're watching, monitoring, and it's kind of stalking. I don't know.
The homeowner, having experienced a previous robbery, had installed cameras in the house, capturing the audacious crime. Under the cover of darkness, 2 individuals attempted to break into a residence in Chula Vista, California. Their efforts to force entry from the rear of the house were recorded by various Ring cameras, capturing their faces from different angles.
Other Ring cameras with different angles were captured. Watch until the end. Second clip. Third clip. Fourth clip.
The footage provides valuable evidence for the police to identify, locate, and apprehend the suspects. Under cover of a rainy night, 3 masked and hooded individuals arrived in 2 cars at a business on Perkins in Memphis, Tennessee.
I know what's up with it. I know, don't. Yeah, what?
Their attempt to break the front door of the business is documented, but details about whether they were successful or not remain unclear. Hopefully, their audacious endeavor did not lead to a successful break-in. In Detroit, Michigan, a masked man entered a building during daylight when the door was open. Shortly after, 2 more individuals arrived at the same building, attempting to break in. However, this time, the door was locked, so they tried to force the front door open. Eventually, they succeeded in gaining access to the building and quickly left with their desired items. At night, a group of young people was seen walking around with weapons in their hands. As they passed the camera range and returned, more young people joined them, also carrying weapons. At one point, one of the young men attempted to snatch the Ring doorbell camera. The exact nature of their intentions remains unclear, but it's evident that they weren't good. Under the shroud of night, a man equipped with nefarious tools approached a residence with sinister intent. Determination etched across his face. He sought to violate the sanctity of a home. However, fortune favored the occupants, as a voice from within startled him, sending the intruder fleeing into the shadows, leaving the sanctuary untouched.